Hey, Alsi here! Welcome to an episode of OPP, Other People's Projects. It's been a couple months since I've done an episode, and so this is now March of 2023. So let's see who we have and what we have to share. This first project is from Ziggy, and he is 89 years old and started doing Intarsia about a year ago. He has a bunch of sons and daughters, and he made this horse for one of his daughters. And I think it looks great, Ziggy. You're doing a really awesome job. Way to go. Thanks for letting me share that with everyone. These next couple of projects are from Ostromecki, and he has made some ornaments that are designed by Bruce Worthington. Ron says that there are 3 in this trio, but he has 2 of them right here, the owl and the fox. He says that he shaped the brow of the owl somewhat to give it more of an attitude. I think it does look like it has attitude. So thanks for sharing those with us, Ron. Next are a couple of projects from Arturo, also known as Art's Kitchen. He made this jewelry box for a friend of his who is going to give it to his wife. Then he also made this pencil box for his stepson. And those look great, Arturo. Thank you so much for sharing those with us. This next project is from Jim Merrow, and it is this jackrabbit. It is a pattern by Judy, Gale, Roberts. The woods that Jim used are poplar, curly maple, and walnut, and he said the catchlight in the eye is holly. Fantastic! Thanks so much for sharing that with us. This next project is from Dave Merk, and he made this outstanding address sign for his buddy. So as I was looking at the pictures that Dave sent me, I was asking him some questions, and he sent me a lot more pictures, so it made more sense in my mind. So he said it is carved out of styrofoam. It's a mixture of outdoor latex, paint, and stucco to cover it all. And then he painted it. And he sealed it with a concrete sealer. Dave said on the actual sign part with the numbers of the house, he has a lake on there and that it's pretty close to his buddy's place. And that is actually his buddy fishing on the lake with his dog. So cool. He said it was his first try at doing this, and Dave, it looks awesome. Dave said he made this sign for a really good buddy, his best friend, in fact. And then a couple months later, his friend passed away. So I'm so sorry about that, Dave, and thank you for letting me share it. It was really a wonderful gift, and I'm glad that he was able to see it finished. This next project is from Carolyn Haught, and I didn't know, but Carolyn Haught is from Klamath Falls, which is like right down the road from here. Well, a couple hours down the road, but in Oregon. How cool is that? Anyway, she made this Nativity, and she said it is a take off of a Steve Good pattern. And the woods she used are poplar, walnut, and oak, and the stable is made out of oak plywood. And she also used some dowels in this. She said she sold quite a bit of these at her bazaar, and she ended up coming home and making another one for a future bazaar. Very good, Carolyn. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And these next couple of projects are from Brian Wardell. He said he watched a bunch of videos and then he started some Intarsias patterns by Judy Gale Roberts and Kathy Wise. And then as time went on, he thought, well, maybe I should make my own patterns. And so he started making his own patterns. And wow, so awesome. But he said about 5 years ago, his wife, he was working on a project for her and she suddenly passed away. So he locked up his shop and he didn't do anything for 5 years. And just recently, he opened his wood shop back up again, and he's going to finish that project that he had started for his wife. So for right now, he is sharing these pieces with us. This motorcycle is a pattern that he developed, and he just found a picture of a motorcycle in a book and he used that. This barn owl on this window, he says the window is actually textured paint to make it look like the granite that matches their house. I thought that was pretty cool. He said a lot of people were surprised at the mouse at first in the owl's mouth, but afterwards a lot of people liked it and he ended up selling a bunch of them. This bulldog is made out of corian. I'm not sure how you cut that, Brian, but man, it's really cool. And he also said the collar studs are real metal studs. The red kite has a 7-foot wingspan, and he said it's now above the door for the Galloway Red Kite Visitor Center. Neat. That's so cool, Brian. I'm glad to see you out in the shop again, and I'm glad to see you finishing that project that you started for your wife. Thanks for sharing it all with us. This next project is brought to us by Humphrey Dunn. It is an Intarsia pattern by Judy Gale Roberts of this bear. Wow, Humphrey. Woo! Yeah. He said it is made from Peruvian walnut, holly, ebony, aspen, wenge, purple heart, bloodwood, sycamore, spalted elm, spalted maple, ambrosia maple, and thermally treated ash for the dark parts in the cave. Wow, Humphrey, it looks really, really awesome. Thanks so much for sharing that with us. And that concludes this episode of OPP. We had a lot of neat projects, a lot of different ones this time. And I want to say a special thank you to Dave Merk for showing us the project he made for his best friend who ended up passing away. And I also wanted to thank Brian Wardell for sharing his projects he makes, and I'm sorry about the passing of your wife. Alrighty, so if anybody has a project they want me to share on OPP, just send me an email and put OPP in the subject line. Show me some pictures and tell me a little bit about the project, and I would love to share it. So thanks for joining me, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye!